Hello and welcome back to the Digital Marketing Podcast. My name is Kieran Rogers.
I'm Louise Crossley.
And I'm Daniel Rolls.
And today, listeners, we have the complete guide to affiliate marketing.
So we haven't spoken about affiliate marketing that much over the many episodes of the Digital Marketing Podcast. So how many episodes are you on now? 300 and...
About 373.
Wow, really? We're nearly at 400.
Yeah. Well past, I think, 7 million downloads, whatever it is. Anyway, affiliate marketing. Let's just start a bit of it's not something everyone's clear on unless you're in this space. And I think there's a lot more opportunity than people realise. So it's worth talking about on both sides of it, whether you want to sell something or you want to make some commission or you want to, build a business. So affiliate marketing is basically the process of you driving sales to somebody else's website and then being paid a commission. So you have got affiliates on one side. Those are the people that are driving the traffic and driving the sales. You've got the merchant on the other side is the person that wants to sell something and sets up some sort of way of that interaction happening. And then you've also got what can sit in the middle, which is the affiliate networks. Now, just to clarify these relationships, one way of it happening is the merchant on their system. So say you've got somebody like SEMrush, SEMrush, depending on how you decide you want to pronounce it. They could set up their own software and they could give you a link and say, if someone clicks on that link and ends up buying, we'll give you a commission. What they actually do is they work with impact.com, which is an affiliate network that connects lots of different merchants to lots of different affiliates, and impact.com handle all of those transactions and all those kind of things. Now, at the end of this, I'm going to try and give you some example costs and profits and all those kind of things, so you can kind of get a feel for the actual numbers, because people like impact.com, they don't publish those costs. I mean, they'll happily give them to you, but they want you to jump on a call first and so on as well. Mm-hmm. So I'll share some stuff that we've looked at and some of the numbers that we've made, and then you can kind of get a feel for the whole thing. So you're either dealing directly with a merchant, so Raven Tools was an example for us, or you would go through and you would work with a network and they would do the transactions as well. And an example of this for us, which was kind of an accidental one, we created an SEO Tools comparison report, which we're about to update because we haven't updated it for a couple of years. And by luck more than judgment, it went, if you did SEO Tools comparison, it went in, I think it was number one in Google for a very long time. I think it's like 3 or 4 now. And that had a real intent-based search, because if you're searching SEO Tools comparison, it's really clear you want one, but you don't know which one to buy because they're all quite expensive. So we had all these reviews that an amazing guy called John McElborough had written for us at the time. Hi, John. Haven't spoken to you in a while. And
maybe getting a call soon.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right. So can you update for us? I don't think he'll have any interest in doing that anymore. He's a very successful man. And the thing was, it was ranking really high, and we said, well, let's put some affiliate links in. And we put these affiliate links in, and then we just kind of left it to one side. And then this guy, John Henshaw, gets in contact from Raven Tools and says, do you know you're our number one affiliate? We're like, wow. And we were, I think at the time, we were making easily $1,000 a month from this thing just sitting at number one in Google and people going through and buying Raven Tools. Now, John has since moved on. John is now at Vimeo at the moment. Really, really smart guy. And we were like, okay. So we've got a good ranking on a high intent keyword. We've linked through to the tool. We've said this is an independent review, and this is what a lot of people aren't doing. And then we said this is an affiliate link. So if you go and buy the tool, we might get a little bit of commission off the back of this. But it was a completely genuine set of reviews, and therefore it got quite a lot of traction. We would update it fairly regularly. What you see a lot of, this is really winding me up at the moment, what are the best online digital marketing courses? And number one will be a website, and it will say, here are the best 10 digital marketing courses. And either number one will be them, and then they list loads of free tools, or the standard one is their number 2. So they'll go, here's a free one from Google, quite limited. Yeah. Number 2 is us. Or people listing a load of things that they've got affiliate links for and just saying they're brilliant, even if they haven't even used them.
And the ranking's not necessarily, demarcation of how good the tool is, more a measurement of how much commission they get. If you buy, it's really bad.
Yeah, it is bad.
My pet hate is the best X tools for 2024.
Yeah.
And like this article was quite clearly written back in like 2012 and have just been updating, and a lot of the links don't run. It's like, it's really annoying.
Yeah, so I think if you're going to do this, do a good job of it. I don't think Google has been brilliant at filtering some of these things out. until recently. There was a March core update that seems to have picked a lot of this stuff up, which is quite interesting in 2024. But the thing is, if you're going to do this, go quality. And we had that very comprehensive report that looked at those SEO tools, and it had that benefit of actually really providing some value. So just like we always talk about, if that content does that, then there is the opportunity of doing it.
We used to regularly have big arguments over which one we should recommend as well, right?
Which one was good one and so on and so forth.
Spend a lot of time looking at it,
Yeah, and the other thing, we did this with Jasper, but this shows the risks a little bit as well. So we got switched on to Jasper pretty early on, which is it's an AI writing tool that sits on top of GPT and gives you good writing structure. Brilliant tool. And I think it's about $100 a month. And we got onto it pretty early. We were talking about it a lot. We put some affiliate links into the website, and we were earning loads of affiliate revenue from it, kind of by accident, just by, again, the fact that we were ranking pretty well for a load of terms. But then what started to happen is that ChatGPT released a load of functionality that did a lot of the stuff that Jasper was doing. And then people started to question, should I be paying $100 a month if I can do this for $20 a month? Now, I would still argue that Jasper's a really good tool in certain organizations when you're writing at scale and when you want tone of voice and all those kind of things. But you could, as an affiliate, put loads of effort into promoting this tool and working on the SEO, and then suddenly the tool's out of favor. You've got to move on to another tool to try and get those commissions. Couple of other things to think about, and you brought this one up, this kind of collaborating with influencers thing, Lou. So I just want to touch onto it.
Yeah, so it's just a lot of people collaborate with influencers to sell affiliate products, or even if you sell your own affiliate products on your website, there's a lot of rules that have to be done to meet the standards. And if you don't, you can get a lot of hefty fines. And I think they've been changing the rules around to make them a lot more specific so that it's not misleading, because you need to be really transparent on your relationships with affiliates. So, for example, it says that disclosures should be before the affiliate link or as close to the beginning of the sponsored content as possible, because you can't disclose an affiliate relationship after people have already read the content because they might miss it. They need to be clear enough for people to notice and understandable to the average reader. For example, you can't use a notation like #affiliate because the general user might not understand affiliate marketing and it might not make sense to them. So they encourage people to use like #ad because it's more widely understandable by people. So I'll put a link in the show notes which sort of goes through all the rules that you need to adhere to when you're mentioning affiliates, because it's quite useful to know.
Yeah, it is really useful, and it is really important. You don't want to be misguiding people. I just noticed while you were saying that, I went, absolutely. And I used to get into trouble for this. And if you remember this, we had a review many years ago, and it was, "Arg, my ears are bleeding. I've never heard so many absolutely's in my life." Because I used to listen to you and go, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. So I apologise to that person, but it's made me think of your review. And it shows you when you leave me a negative review, it stays with me for years.
To be honest, when I'm speaking, I really don't mind it.
Oh, well, so you don't listen to me, so it's all right. So really important piece about being and adhering to those standards, and with all this stuff, keeping your skills up to date becomes really, really important. So again, if you want to check where you are with your knowledge on this stuff, we've got a skills benchmark, targetinternet.com/skills, and it will give you benchmark for yourself or benchmark for your team completely for free. But the lovely thing is you can then compare that against your industry. So you can say, okay, we're here. Oh, that's not good. Oh, it's okay. Everyone's there. We just need to be a little bit better. So take a look at that. Risks with this, and we were touching on these already, but the one you put, and I was asking what you meant, Luke, was the patience one, and I think you've got a very good point on this.
Yeah, I think it's more because, a lot of people do it hoping that they'll generate an income, and in a lot of cases you can, like we have seen before, but it's not always going to happen instantly, and it can be a bit of a waiting game, and it might take a while for things to pick up. Yeah. So you do have to just be patient with it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of rules around this. So we're talking about using SEO to drive traffic, which then sells something. You can, in some circumstances, use paid search. So if you think, well, I'm going to pay this many pence or pounds per click, and I think X number of those will generate sales to this person, I'm allowed to do it. But many, many affiliate programs say you're not allowed to use paid search. Or if you use paid search, you mustn't use these phrases. And it's obviously a much riskier strategy because you're spending money and you're hoping you're going to build some margin off the back of it. But if you can make that work, you can generate really good income off the back of those things. Your commission will vary as an affiliate and as maybe a merchant. Affiliates really like ongoing revenue, right? So the thing I loved about Raven Tools is we got 20% of what anyone spent forever. As long as they kept subscribing, we kept getting money. So it would just really nicely build up. What a lot of people make the mistake of doing is saying, well, someone signs up, we'll give you 50% the first month or 100% the first month. Now, that's okay if it's a big ticket item. But in reality, I think it's probably a nicer position to go, yes, there's a little bit up front. There's a good bit up front, but it goes on. So you have to structure your affiliate offering, basically.
It's a bit of a cat and mouse game.
Yeah, agreed.
Because if you're not careful, all of your profit gets funneled elsewhere with the affiliate program. So, and there's a few gotchas I would recommend. There's a few landmines I've trodden on that I want to share with everybody so that they don't tread on those landmines. They're quite painful. So one of the first things is if I'm a merchant running an affiliate program, I will always be very clear here, no pay-per-click ads.
Yep.
So I won't allow my affiliates to use pay-per-click ads. If you're not careful, you'll end up in a situation where your affiliates are earning big enough commission for them to outbid you on pay-per-click.
Yes, and you're driving the cost up for everyone, right?
That's a disaster, right? The other big gotcha that everybody needs to be very aware of, discount codes, right? No sooner do people get to your checkout and they see that discount code box, however you've labelled it, promo code is a common one. What's the first thing we all do, Louise, when we see that?
Google it.
Google. You go the brand name and promo code, right? Now, if you're not careful, you're literally, to give you a scenario of an in-store, real-life kind of scenario, Louise, it would be like you coming into my store and when you get to the till, there's a bloke going, do you want 15% off this? Everybody's going to go, yeah. And that can happen without you even realising it. Now, I came across this when I first joined a big company and they'd only been going 8 months into this program. And everybody was singing the affiliate program's praise because we had this lovely graph that went vertically up. Yeah.
And it can
when
hide
I looked
things.
I was like, whoa, how did this happen? When I looked into it, actually, it was 2 affiliates. And one of them had been really clever. They told a junior member of staff, if you give us exclusive rights to pay-per-click, then we'll give you a lower, we'll allow you to give us a lower commission rate. Oh my gosh, they were being robbed blind because literally they'd been able to inject their person at the till and worse, they were injecting this message into pay-per-click ads around the brand name. No one had been on the ball enough to see this happening. So, the 150,000, 300,000, 800,000 in revenue, in reality, what was actually happening was they were just being robbed blind of sales that they would have gotten anyway. So you need to be really careful with that. And one of the things I definitely outlaw pay-per-click and audit it regularly to check no one's bidding on. The common one is your brand name and promo code, your brand name, voucher code. You don't want any of that.
Well, let me give you another example as well with it, was that we're going to talk about this in a future episode, but we ran a campaign with AppSumo recently as well. And what I suddenly realised is that they were doing paid search on loads of things we were ranking number 1 organically for, which meant for the period of running that, we were basically giving away our product at an 80% discount for stuff we would have got anyway. As well. So, I'll untangle this in a future episode, but you can probably tell by my face, didn't have the best experience.
Be really careful about your cost per acquisition, right? So as an affiliate, I love a program where we get residual percentage of revenue every month. That's great, right? But for the organizations giving that's a very high cost per acquisition because it could be tens of thousands of pounds over a 15-year period, let's say, for example. So, you have to play around with this a little bit. So the more generous you are, great, but the bigger the overall cost, and that's hitting your bottom line. For me, I really love to put in, because I hate the whole idea that the affiliate program might be just robbing me of businesses that we would have had anyway.
Yeah, right.
I'll always put a caveat in there that there'll be a base level of maybe 1% commission for existing customers, but new customers we give a bonus. Now, what that does is it forces your affiliate to think, right, how can we find more new customers,
particularly in e-commerce?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, exactly, and that's very, very useful.
Yeah, so I mean, the other opportunity is you've got a community already. If you've got an email list, if you've got a social media community, you can then leverage that because you can say, look, we've got this great thing, and be really transparent. So, for example, competitors.app. We featured them on the podcast. They got in contact, said, you guys are brilliant. You've driven us loads of sales. What can we do for you? Well, the first of all, they gave us the tool for free. So that was great. So thank you very much. But then they said, well, for your listeners, we'll give them a discount code. So we'll give them 50% off for the first 3 months. So it's great for listeners of the podcast. But they said, and also what we'll do with that is we'll give you 20% rolling kind of commission on that if you want that as well. So we'll put that into the show notes as well. By the way, if you want competitor.app, really good tool, we'll put that in so you can see an example of it. Please go through and purchase. But it's that we've built a relationship with them. They can see the benefit. We found something that's mutually beneficial, and then it works because we've got the podcast community essentially. So I think there's definitely something kind of building up those relationships, but having transparency and honesty is important.
There are some really big networks with huge communities, with some of the, particularly with like cashback affiliates. That can be really, really effective, but you need to structure your offer well there. If the offer's generous enough, they will push it out to their email lists, and their email list could be 3, 4, 5 million people.
Yeah.
Right. So quite low levels of engagement, I find, but with a really good offer or really kind of wide appeal products, that can be fantastic at driving, brand new custom into business for relatively low cost. And when you're looking at your cost per acquisition, it's not unusual to see cost per acquisitions of, 15 to £100 in some kind of keyword spaces on pay per click. You can be looking at way less than that if you're giving a percentage commission on it.
Well, that brings us on to the pros, because it's that if you do it effectively, there's a low risk because you're just putting the program out there. It's not particularly expensive.
You only pay if you get the business, right? That's the great thing about it.
That's it. Fairly easy to execute if you're going to do it via an affiliate network, because they'll do the technology for you. And it does allow you to scale your earnings without a sales team and without quite the same level of marketing.
And be aware, if I'm an affiliate looking to make money through these things, I go on shopping sprees, right? So if you're wanting to promote your products in the run up to Christmas, you need to have your plan all dialed up and ready to push out kind of July, August time.
Well, because the affiliates are setting up with their programs.
Because they're looking to see, right, what am I going to feature and how am I going to make more money this year than I did last year? What products, what offers are available? So, very often people just leave it until the last minute. If you've left it until September, October, you're too late in a lot of instances. So, yeah, plan ahead.
Yeah, I think it's brilliant. And I think the role of SEO can't be understated in all of this, because what you're really doing is going through and saying, if you can build traffic on a niche topic, you have the opportunity of making some money from that. And I always say to all my Imperial College students, look, you've got the opportunity now. You could build a website really easily, Wix or WordPress, whatever it may be. Start publishing content on a topic that's of interest to you on a regular basis, and then start adding in some affiliate links to those things. Now, it might not make any money overnight, but if you leave that, 5 years, 10 years, and you've been kind of chipping away at that, you'll have a residual income kind of coming in. So to your, you need to be patient. You can do it faster than that, don't get me wrong, but with fairly minimal effort, you could build that up pretty effectively as well. So let's just come to, I just wanted to talk about some of these costs and profit and so on as well. So for example, like I said, competitors.app said, we'll give you a discount for your audience. There's a benefit for them. And then we'll give you 20% recurring. With there's various other platforms that kind of do it as well. So if you look at something like SEMrush, they'll go through and give you different offers depending. So you go through kind of tiers. So your basic thing is in a basic commission, which is like 0 to 4 sales per quarter. They'll go through and you will get up to $200 commission off the back of those 4 sales. Then it goes up to 5 to 19 sales per quarter. That goes up to $250, $300, $350, as you see, per sale that's going through. And what you then get is free access to the tool that scales up. And most of them will do this. They'll give you a tiered thing. So they're really good affiliates. They're really rewarding and giving them more stuff. The affiliate networks, so impact.com is a great example of this. What they'll do, they'll charge you a setup fee, which is about £500 to set the whole thing up. And then each month you'll pay £500 a month to them, and they'll transact for that up to £2,500 worth of commission payments. So say my product, make it really simple. My product costs £10 per month and I'm paying you 10% commission. So I'm paying £1 in commission to each sale. Well, you could do up to 2,500 sales within that. So you've got to balance off. There's another cost here. So you've got the cost of what you're paying the affiliate, but also the cost of what you're paying the affiliate network. So you think, well, why would you use an affiliate network then? Well, the benefit of the affiliate network is they've got all the tech and all the fraud detection stuff and all that kind of stuff. But also what they've got is loads and loads of affiliates that are already using their platform. So you've kind of got the best affiliates in there as well. But you do need to nurture your affiliates as you go through.
It's worth doing your research on the affiliate networks because some are stronger in some areas than
100%.
than others. And there are so many out there. I mean, the big ones are, affiliate networks like
Affiliate Future.
Yeah, A-Win.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, impact.com are brilliant, by the way.
Rakuten.
Yeah. So and looking at what they offer in terms of, if you're an affiliate, you can see all the different merchants they've got. And if you're a merchant, looking at what the costs are and things like that. I think Impact's a great example because the costs are really clear and the setup isn't too high.
So something I've done is work with an affiliate agency.
Right.
And I love that, right? Because they're dealing with lots and lots of merchants. So they've got purchasing power with the networks. Very often they'll like wipe away the join up costs,
right,
which is great. And you're still paying a fixed amount. But what I love about working with an agency is you're not reliant on one specific network. They can work with multiple networks, and also a lot of the networks have clauses in their contracts which stop you from going elsewhere. Obviously, because they're protecting their commissions and their cash flow.
Yeah, we look at the contracts. There's one really on both sides, merchant or affiliates. Check the contracts in huge levels of detail.
It is shark infested, and that's why I love working with an affiliate agency,
right,
because there I can move networks whenever I want, as long as I remain with the agency. The agency have got clauses in their contract that say, look, if you leave, then obviously we've got to cover the costs, etc. But I found it a very efficient way of working with it. And what I love is I've got an account manager who knows the networks. They know how to play this system. So it's like one less person that I have to have on the team.
Right.
We're outsourcing it.
So there we are. There's affiliate marketing. A couple of things. Don't forget, benchmark your skills and find out where your skills compare. But also, if you want to learn about this stuff, there's a 30-day free trial for targetinternet.com. Sign up. We've got loads and loads of courses on SEO and affiliates. We've got SEO certification, GA4 certification, all that kind of stuff as well. So as ever, thank you for listening to the Digital Marketing Podcast.
Please subscribe for more videos like this and visit targetinternet.com for more free digital marketing resources.